Welcome to DC Fan-imated, everybody. We have a little special stream tonight. We got, of course, Ernie Altbacker joining us tonight. How's it going, Ernie?
Hello. Way to tell me that I was just going to pop in, man. I could have been.
Oh no, I was like, you know what? We're just gonna throw you right into it.
By the way, I didn't really. I guess I didn't focus on it. You guys were like my first live stream on the Fan-imated.
Yes.
Before, right?
Uh-huh.
And I didn't notice how buff Scott's avatar was. It was it looked like it could kick. I thought it was going to kick my ass during the intro.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we made sure you gave him some shoulders. You know.
Yeah.
I actually have them. So now, at least, so
now that he has his job.
Exactly. Dave's went anime for a second with the hair. I was like, very nice. As Astro Boy coming to be your partner.
Pretty much. But yes, guys, it's not the normal DC Fan-imated on Wednesday. We're not going to be talking about an episode of Batman Beyond, but I figured, play the intro because it's such a cool intro. We love that intro. So, but we have Ernie here, and we wanted to do a nice little full-on discussion when it came to Batman Azteca, and then, of course, talk about the second issue of Area 51 Studios, which you can now back up. And I have the link provided down below, and I'm going to go ahead and put it into the chat as well. So if anybody wants to, of course, back it up, please do. Please do, because the first issue was awesome.
It is, and we have an early bird discount going today and tomorrow. Nice. That is 20% off for as close as we could get it. Kickstarter doesn't let you just like, hey, do the math for me, Kickstarter, and whatever. So, but every tier is going to be off, and then I'm going to give you guys a link for people who might watch this later on your YouTube channel or something, and that they'll at least be able to get the printed version with a discount and the catch-up printed version of 1 and 2. So
yeah, I saw that.
After though, tonight and tomorrow is 20% off basically on everything, even the Draw Me In.
There you go.
Which someone has taken advantage of.
Who was that?
I don't know. It's someone with very broad shoulders in the intro.
Hey, I was already in issue 1. Like I have to keep the,
you have to keep it going.
I gotta keep the streak going now. I mean, come on.
I think we can figure out some sort of thread with you and ZB.
I was about to say, is there gonna be like a little subplot now? Like I'm like the C plot.
We figured if it's like, well, if he keeps it going, we got to figure out something good. And it was like, blow him off in 3, and in 4, you're like, hey, I just wanted to pay you back the money I owe you. And he's like, why didn't you say something?
It could work. It could
work. Yes.
But yes, I pinned the link for the Kickstarter for issue 2 in the chat. So if you guys want to, please back it up. It's a good book. It's a good book.
It is day 1.
Yes, it's day 1.
I gotta say, we're getting a lot of repeats from
That's
issue
good.
1. So
that should be very heartening that people.
It is, because no one actually gets back to you and goes, but a couple people did. A couple were like, man, this was really funny. Sometimes you get the offhanded, it was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I'm like, thanks.
Yeah. A lot better. Yeah, you got to like those backhanded comments. I wasn't sure about this concept you had going on here, Ernie, but it was
like
fun.
A professional comic. I'm like, thank you.
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, I just thought it was going to be, but you actually put some effort into. Come on.
Well, I mean, not to Ernie, not to downplay you and Josh's work, but if you've backed enough Kickstarters, it can be a little bit of a roll of the dice when you get those in. So I can Well, I can appreciate the reaction of almost like this.
Oh, you know,
but you don't have to tell the creator of it that. Yeah. You don't have to do that.
I did get one, because if you're in the film industry and now you've agreed to read someone's script or go to someone's premiere of their indie movie, a lot of times it's going to be like, you're like, what am I going to say?
Yeah.
Right. So I went to lunch with a person and he hasn't mentioned anything. They donated. And then he goes, oh my God, your comic was good. I'm so happy. Like we would have just had to never, ever talk about it again.
Yeah.
That's if you didn't enjoy it, that's my gift to you is I'll never bring it up. I'll never bring it up.
Nope. Don't ever bring it up now. But yeah, no, I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. I thought it was great. I can't wait to see what's going on. What happens?
The cliffhanger at the end of
the cliffhanger's good.
The cliffhanger is really good at the end of issue one. So I got to the end of it and I was just like, oh no, I did have oh no, you didn't. Like that's that.
Yep. He did.
I mean, it's, and then we get right in. I mean, we get actually if you go look at the link in the site, there's 3 preview pages. Those are the first 3 pages of the book. But the book is now 23 pages. So you're going to get 20 new pages that you haven't seen with a lot of stuff. And I think I end this one on a pretty good cliffhanger too.
As you should.
As you should.
Yes.
But thank you both. For Dave, I saw you also had supported it. I'm like, I can't believe these guys. They've already done so much. Thank you for letting me on your show.
No, I mean, we love talking to you. You're great to hang out with. To shoot the shit. I mean, not every time there's on a Vodka stream that we just go on a whole Breaking Bad, tangent. When stuff like that. So I mean, you're always fun to talk to, and like I said, I really enjoyed the book. And then of course we're going to be talking about Batman Azteca, which I know we talked about a little bit right here, but I'm glad that we're now getting a 2-on-1. Scott gets to be involved.
Scott was in bed, being very
Scott was sick.
Yeah. I was so sick.
Yeah,
I was
poor guy.
supposed to be there at that Vodka stream, and I was laying there with my phone, and I just DM'd Dave going, "It is not happening."
Yeah. And I said,
I was like, I think he's just avoiding. This is the thought that goes through my head. Oh shit, he really did not like that draw me in. He is just avoiding me because I broke my rule. I'm like, I texted him. I'm like, hey, I hope everything's going way, blah 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 blah. I hope you liked it. I mean, tell me if you didn't, because I'll somehow get you back or something. And there was he gave me a thumbs up. And I'm like, well, what did it mean? I didn't write the email clear enough. Like, if it was bad, I'll get you back. Is that what you're giving the thumbs up to? Or I hope you liked it. Oh, yes, I liked it. Thumbs up. I didn't know. And I'm like, well, I'm never going to mention it.
Oh.
No, I was just so sick. I lost 5 pounds. I was that sick. And like, it was
one of those.
It was one of those. So
that's great.
Oh yeah.
Good weight loss program.
No, not at all. No. 2 thumbs down. Would not recommend. So, but I was so happy when you reached out about wanting to come back on Fan-imated, because I definitely wanted to have a discussion about Batman Azteca, and Dave, because I didn't get to see the Vodka stream because once again, in bed. And Dave was like, "Oh, we can do like a full blown discussion." So it's like,
cool. Because like I was the only one that saw it on, that was part of the panel, and so I asked a couple. We talked about a couple things, but I think we can dive into it a lot more now.
Spoilers.
Yes. Oh yeah.
The other guy was asking some good questions. It seemed like he had seen it, or was it just overall like how we approach doing?
I think who was it? Chris? Was it Chris? Was it?
Those are like Chris questions. I'm going to be honest.
It was the guy that always looks like he's in a hotel room.
That
Paul.
was Paul.
Paul.
Yeah.
I thought his name was Paul. I'm like,
yeah. It was Paul. Paul hadn't seen it. No, but he's very knowledgeable. He's a very knowledgeable guy. We met Paul when it came to Zack Snyder's first Full Circle event
in Pasadena. Yeah,
in Pasadena. And when we first met him, he had like all kinds of stuff, and we had a full-on conversation with him on that Saturday night when we were waiting for like our rides to show up. And he was waiting for his Uber, and he was just, you could just tell he was like an encyclopedia. And then, Scott's the encyclopedia in our group. So it was like a battle of wits right here. We're like, so Paul just like, hey, Paul, you want to come in? And so he's very knowledgeable when it comes to books and all this stuff. And when it comes to any kind of like new style, like when it comes to the DC characters specifically, he's all about it. So I think that's why he was, and hopefully, I'm going to have to grill him on it. He better has watched it by now.
I mean, seriously, because now you can stream it on HBO Max, you can buy it, and
it's on HBO Max now.
Yeah, and you can rent it. And you can rent it now digitally as well. So, I mean, it's as of this week, it was now available for rent.
Nice.
Because they had like
schedule.
3 reviews.
Yeah.
Of like your bigger sites, which I read, right? I'm like, what they think? And I think it was 1, and 1, like one's like kind of middling, one's like not so good. And the other one was like, yeah. But none of the big ones had weighed in yet. And I'm like, why? And I'm like, oh, it's not on HBO Max yet. And we said it was going to be. I heard it was only coming December 2nd to Max. So now they
wow. Maybe did I? Okay, let me double check this.
Yeah, double check that because I haven't checked HBO Max, but
let me see because I just bought it.
I don't. So, did you? Did you? Are you able to rent it? That would even be an improvement because people.
This week, as of yesterday,
you can rent
it became available for rent.
It would not surprise me if they left it for a week or two just.
Yeah,
for rent.
It's not. I misspoke. It's not on Max yet, but this week was the week that it became a. It went from the 1999. Purchase to where now you can do like the $5.99 rental.
Good. Yeah.
So,
but before we switch over, and I know you guys want to get into it. One question you have to answer because you guys have the pulse. Is there going to be some sort of secret last episode of Peacemaker, or was that the last one?
I'm
gonna be honest. I haven't even.
Did I get snookered in again? like that Serenity's coming back for another season, or Firefly, or
Nope. I think a lot of people were kind of, when it came to the finale, it was, some people got disappointed about it, but nope, there's not going to be another episode. Apparently, that was it. Jimmy Gunn.
Apparently, the talk is there isn't even going to be another season.
What?
Yeah.
No. Oh my God.
As of right now. As of
right now. Now, I haven't even watched this latest season yet. I've been busy catching up on other things, and so I'm like in the middle of episode 1 of season 2, and I'm just gonna find some time where I'm just going to, I'll just binge the whole season. I have way too much TV, and I'm too busy staying caught up on Only Murders in the Building and Slow Horses. So like that's what gets.
I'm up on both of those, so we can go there. Love those. Slow Horses. This season has just surpassed itself. I think.
It's
every episode is like a banger. I'm like, wow, that was good. The writing is amazing.
How many seasons has that show gone
5,
into?
but they're like 7 apiece. This is the 5th season.
This is the 5th season, but they've already been renewed through season 7.
Okay, that's okay. Yeah. I thought I heard something about
because there's like 8 or 9 books, so they're and every season is adapting each book in the series.
Smart.
Great.
And then you got Gary Oldman leading it, right? I mean, you kids. I mean,
this is
a magic.
This is one of his best characters of his cinematic universe.
And that's saying something because
that is saying something
because that guy disappears in fucking roles, man.
Yeah. I mean, like I wouldn't even know my top 5 or something, but it goes all the way back to the the Sex Pistols movie when he was.
Oh yeah.
Wow, like that guy's really into it, and then the Professional, of course.
The Professional, yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah. And then
Okay,
Bram Stoker's
I have
Dracula.
a deep cut movie I always like to bring up when it comes to Gary Oldman.
Oh.
It's called Romeo is Bleeding.
Saw it. Great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sometimes
Wow.
she stays for longer. Last line of the movie.
Wow. When did that come out?
That was when I was going to film school because the director visited and played it. And I don't know the director what is.
Oh, okay, yeah. Look up who directed
that movie was amazing. Lena.
Yeah. Okay. 1993 was when that movie came out.
I was in film school.
And it was directed by Peter Medak. Medak. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Ooh, I don't know if he came in or
Maybe
I just saw it because we were seeing every indie film when we were going to film school. So it was like, oh, this one.
And Lena Olin, who I always knew her because she played Jennifer Garner's mom on Alias.
Yeah. Yeah, she was at her height at that point, but that's probably her best role.
I'm gonna have to look that one up. Yeah.
Oh, please do. That was a
like a good
great movie.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. But yeah, I have to catch up on some of that stuff too. But yeah, Batman Azteca. I mean, yeah, like I said, he wants something. Yeah, he's got the hat. He's got the hat.
There we go.
Given to me and made by Horacio Garcia Rojas's brother, and Horacio played the Spanish version Batman.
Yes. Okay, so that was a question that I ask you, because there was a part of me, I was so tempted when the movie started, because I was watching it on Apple TV since I purchased it digitally, and so I went looking through the language options, and so I'm going to do a rewatch because I want to rewatch the movie with the Spanish language track and just throw up the English subtitles. But so the question was, so are there separate actors for the English dialogue and the Spanish dialogue?
Yes, for most, except for Moctezuma, which is Jorge Gutierrez, the director of Book of Life.
Oh, okay.
The creator director of Book of Life and many other cool things. Maybe some other ones, but I'm not aware of them. But yes, for most, they had to switch out, because the English version required. I don't. I'm not sure why, but some of them could not speak English. It was cast as a Spanish movie. It was recorded in Spanish first, and even though I wrote the script, it was translated into Spanish. They recorded that first, and then later they actually went and they translated the Spanish version into English. So it gets farther from my script. The English version is actually farther from my script than the Spanish version. So that's very interesting. If you can understand Spanish, I think the Spanish one might be the better watch. I mean, that might be a crappy thing to say, but it's like making a copy of a copy of a copy. You lose a couple of things, but the jokes and the situations are meant to be Latin centric. So translated to English gets it away from that. And I think the Spanish version, from what people tell me and the creators, that it's like, oh, that's the one. So
okay.
I don't know.
Well, so I don't know Spanish either, but I have no problem reading subtitles personally. So I was kind of curious though, because the credits are in Spanish, but yet the actors' names that are shown on screen are the names of the actors for the English version. So I wish there were.
I think they were the ones. Boy, yeah, I don't know. They should have two separate credits, but no, I did want to say.
I agree. That was a point I wanted to bring up, because I felt like that should be a situation with that. I wish there was an option of. And besides,
I have it mixed up. I have the if you were going to ping me, I have the IMDb here, and Some of them say Spanish version, like Raymond Cruz, Yoka, that's the Joker, English version. Yeah. Jay Hernandez, who was in the reboot of Magnum P.I., he is the English Batman, whereas Horacio is the Spanish Batman. But I do want to say the voice actors on both sides are amazing.
Yeah.
Perhaps the script took a hit going the 3 levels, but the voice acting is amazing in both versions.
Well, it all worked out. I mean, we talked about that when it came to the Vodka stream, going back to the Breaking Bad thing, and Raymond Cruz, of course, being a Breaking Bad alumni, it was kind of cool. That it was like, oh yeah, because when we talked about that heavily on the Vodka stream, it was kind of cool to see Raymond Cruz, who voiced Yoka, the English version, and then Jay Hernandez, he's a DC alumni too. He played Diablo. He played Diablo in Suicide Squad. So that was kind of cool too to see that too. So
So when the credits roll and it says you get story credit, but then there's that other writer listed on the screenplay. Is that because that was the writer that did the translation into Spanish from your script, or did you co-write the script with someone?
Well, in the credits that I've seen, it's story by myself and Jose Mazaleon, right? Okay. And he's the director. Because we did really do, I had written it, but then from the outline stage, he was there and he's like, we got to get this in and I want that paid off, right? So I had no problem splitting story credit with him because he was integrally involved. It wouldn't be near as good as if he hadn't been on it and realizing, his vision. But for script, it says Ernie Altbacker.
Okay. Well, once again, the credits were in Spanish, so that's kind of hard. That makes it hard.
I think you said it's like a escrito by. It means a screenplay or written by or something.
Okay.
Oh, you're the same Spanish as me. Okay.
No. I took German in high school, so
I'm the only screenwriter listed for the
you are.
But what happens is sometimes if you have another writer on with the story, or you're rewriting somebody and get written by credit, it's no longer a written by, it's a screenplay by.
Okay.
All right.
But that
baseball.
In the WGA, they keep it very straight. And if you see written by, it usually means it is an original thing that the writer wrote and then the studio bought later. If it's screenplay by, it's off of an old idea or somebody else had thought up the idea and then they executed a script from it. Doesn't make it any less work and less theirs, but the guild rules and in the animation, it's a little bit different. So they kick you out or written by a little bit faster. In my opinion, it might not be the case. I don't know. I'm just always getting screwed, man. No.
Man, what's up with that? Please. When is it going to be my time?
Yeah. Why can't some of the little guys get the gravy?
Well, Ernie, I wanted to start off because I love Elseworlds. I've always loved Elseworlds with DC, but sometimes the Elseworld stories, and this is not the case with Batman Azteca, it's like they try a little too hard to take the characters that we know and put them into these alternate locations or alternate times. And what I found charming and what made me the most enthusiastic about this story was the fact that you wrote a Batman Elseworld story that took actual historical figures in the story of the Spanish conquering the Aztec Empire and then transformed them into Batman characters instead of having some really awful Spanish translation of Bruce Wayne or Selina or whatever and trying to say that this is Bruce Wayne but during the Aztec empire period. It was like, no, here's Montezuma, here's Cortez. These are actual historical figures that you can go look up in a history book. Mm-hmm. But what if they became variants of these Batman characters. And I found that to be such an original, at least in my experience, an original approach to telling a DC Elseworld story versus just throwing the DC character into a different time period or a different location with the same name or some variation of their name and then going from there. And so I was just kind of curious, like, was that your idea from the onset? Was that something that you and the director, when you were hashing out the outline, came up with, that you wanted to root it in the actual historical events, but then just turn them into Batman characters throughout the course of the story?
Well, no. So the first thing that happened was that my managers are also producers of movies and some TV shows, and they're called Chatron. And this guy, Aaron Berger, had an idea, along with a person who runs a studio that he works with a lot, and I had worked for also, called Hello Anima in Mexico City. And his name is Jose Carlos de la Tona. And they had this idea of that they would like to do a Mexican Batman. And it was like 3 different versions. There could have been the Mayan, the Aztec, or I forget what the third one was. Maybe it was only 2 by the time it got to me. And so they came to me and asked, well, how we want to do it and have the historical guideposts of when Cortez comes to the New World, which we make a joke of.
Good joke, by the way. I appreciated that.
And we want to use that to how the Batman mythos could organically grow because of Cortez's actions in 1520, the height of the Aztec Empire. So it's a really heavy lift. I liked Batman Ninja. The visuals, amazing, right?
Fantastic.
That was a time tunnel.
Yeah.
Bruce. So it is Bruce Wayne, and they're like, look at our really cool but fucked up clothes, like we're in feudal Japan. I'll have to remake the Batman. Like, he had all that knowledge. So we're doing this version that is like such a huge lift, and it was like, Warner Brothers is never going to allow us to do that. It was my job. I was like, I don't know that much about the culture. Should I be writing? They're like, no, we have an expert for that. We have a doctorate from pre-Columbian, a person has a doctorate in pre-Columbian history. I believe his name was Alejandro Barriga. And so he looked through the script, the outlines, and told us a lot of stuff that we had was wrong, including, here we go back to your initial thing. So I had these names as like Bruce Wyona, right. And one of the first things is like, in the Nahuatl language, there are no B's or R's and 4 or 5 other letters. And I'm like, what's left? So I'm like, there goes that idea. That's why.
Yeah.
And then all of their names mean something. Mm-hmm. So Yohwali actually means darkness or shadow. And
perfect.
Yeah. And Kodal is like the end of Quetzalcoatl or Quetzalcoatl. And that means flying reptile, right? Or reptile flying. So we didn't want to do bat because we knew we were going to use the bat god, right? So I didn't want to name him Bobby Bat in the Nahuatl language, right? But it actually had an interesting side meaning of something that sheds its skin and transforms. And I'm like, well, that's the name. But boy, does it sound weird to American ears. So in the original English script, I just called him Bruce and Batman rather than, I called him Aztec Batman. But because if you do all the names, then people just lose the plot of like, which one's this again? You know, like, so yeah, we did this. We did this kind of heavy lift. Some interesting things I learned. I thought it was a jungle. I thought it was like Apocalypto. Nope, it was a forest. One of my scenes had like, and Aztec Batman barricades the door or leans against the door as the Spanish try to break it down. It's like, nope, no doors, portals. Perhaps with a curtain on them. Had a breakfast scene where Alfred, a Kateson, who again, no R's. So at least I got the A in there. Is coming in, like serves him dinner, like those scenes that you would see where Bruce would have the paper and it was be like, snotty comment carrying Alfred scene of what's happening here. And it's like, no tables. They ate squatting, either holding their food in a leaf or eating it in a torta. Everything was like an empanada or something like that. So a lot of stuff like that had to be changed. And there's no blue in it. Blue was only for the gods. So no one would have worn anything blue. You wouldn't have blue on the wall or anything. So all through the movie, except for Moctezuma, who is half god, and the chosen of the sun god, nobody gets to wear blue. So there was for both the animators and for me, the writer, there was like a lot of changing and stuff to get it as accurately as possible. Now, saying that, it is an Elseworlds, so it's actually 100% perfect for our world if you think something's wrong, because I know.
Yes.
Heading
it's
off.
Like the ultimate. It's like the ultimate get out of jail free card. It's like
I'm keeping an eye on the comments. Heading them off.
Yeah,
absolutely perfect, because it is an Elseworlds that I and we created.
Well, and honestly, Ernie, that makes me love the movie more just to hear how much care and attention went into the historical nature of the story you were telling. I mean, I have to laugh that you would start off doing the exact same thing I just said. I'm glad you didn't do that.
Rosé, like, oh yeah, this might be bad, because I figured someone's going to name these characters and everybody chickened out because they didn't want to get heel hauled for naming Batman something else. So I had to name the characters, and I thought for sure they would go, no, this isn't correct. And no one came back. And so all of those are the names. I just picked them. Now, I went to 3 different sites. I tried to make sure that all of them agreed, because sometimes a site, I don't know if you guys know this, but sometimes on the internet, people just write shit that's wrong to
what?
I know it might be new news. It was to me.
I can't believe this right now, Ernie. Exclusive right here on DC Fan-imated.
It was my innocence was taken.
Well, that's good, because you keep on, ruining childhood.
So why not?
So it's your turn to get your innocence taken away. So
I apparently I have ruined some.
Of course, with this one,
yeah. I've got. I remember one. It's I don't think I'll ever forget it. It was one of the funniest. I burst out laughing. It was so bad. Said woke Warner Brothers turns Batman into let me get this right.
Oh boy.
Child sacrificing cannibal Aztec killer.
Cannibal.
So he was a cannibal, but he also sacrificed the children before to make him his meat.
Jesus Christ.
Clearly someone who didn't even watch the ducking movie. I mean,
there's another person who was like, it obviously glorifies sacrificing. It's like, no,
it doesn't.
I mean, whatever, you guys seem to have some questions, but ask me who the original villain was, and that'll like blow your mind. So think about
the original.
Who was the original?
Oh, okay. Ra's al Ghul.
Oh,
okay. Oh,
yeah.
oh,
I think
all
you
right.
might have mentioned that on the box. Right?
Yeah.
I think
So
right,
he was. So it would have been flipped around totally, because Ra's would have been the Yoka character, okay, but he would be Ra's al Ghul. He wouldn't turn into the Joker. So there's young Bruce Wayne. So what happens? What's his crime alley? His dad is very respected, a little too respected, and Ra's gets word from the gods that Bruce's parents have to be sacrificed.
Interesting.
Okay.
So the Bruce at that point knows this is all crap. These priests aren't of the gods, and I'm going to have to stop them. And that's how he starts, but it was too sacrifice heavy. Warner Brothers is like, guys, are you kidding me? You just sacrificing the parents, and then there's more sacrifices in the middle for another reason, and then you showed it earlier too, where the heart and the sun, because you love that shot, and it's like, yeah, there's a lot of sacrifices here. So then it was like Cortez's Two-Face, and everybody was like, yeah, except for the Spanish animators. I learned a new word called Hispanophobia, which apparently I'm guilty of.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's spreading the black legend.
I read something about that on Wikipedia. Okay, so explain to me, what is this quote black legend? Like it was under the controversy section of the movie on Wikipedia, and I'm just like, okay, let's learn something new today. So Ernie, how did you once again find your way into controversy in one of your animated movies?
Yeah, first India, now Spain hates.
Jeez.
Apparently, like forwarding or getting out there that the conquistadors might have, it portraying them as totally bad people without the nuanced version of, yes, we opened up trade and this and that, is bad. But you know what? In our Elseworlds, we kind of need some stuff black and white. We need the villain. Him lying. You guys both have seen the movie. He's like, I bring you wonders. I just want to go say hi. And, while he's talking to his buddy, is like, we are going to rob them of all their gold and we're going to take over. Right. So Two-Face is more of like white men speak with forked tongue in this case. Okay. In our fantasy Batman movie.
In a fictional character.
if any
emphasize fictional. Yeah.
If any Spanish animation company would like me to write the one where Cortez is like, Superman.
Yeah. You want that?
I'll do it. I mean, I don't have an axe to grind, but since the company from Mexico City was calling the final shot of like, which one should we do? And it's like, well, those ruins are what Mexico City was built on. So let's do the Aztecs. That just seemed like a no-brainer.
I thought it was also interesting. I did read that the movie got a theatrical release in Mexico and in Colombia, which I thought was cool. Like, did you?
A little random too. I heard it might have been done. It was going to be in Brazil for a while because Cinépolis, the AMC of Mexico, I guess, movie theater, they agreed to give it a theatrical release, and so I thought that would mean 20 or 30 theaters. They released it in 500 theaters. This has never happened to a DC home video. 500 theaters. It came in 10th for the weekend with the third highest per screen average. And it was only a limited release. So the second week, it kept 95% of its theaters. It was in 460 theaters the second week. So it obviously did pretty good. Yeah. And then I never heard about the third week, but I think it made, whatever if it makes half of its $2.5 million budget back in one territory. Oh, in Colombia, it was in 30 theaters and somehow finished 12th.
Jeez.
So Batman fans over there that are just like, we're going, like
yeah. Its box office was $663,244 in American dollars.
Right. Going to the movies in Mexico is very cheap, but again, they're not really like a huge territory that people count on, and just to do it. I mean, they finished 10th for a week.
Yeah.
I mean, you finish 10th any week. It's got to be pretty against all the live action movies. This random,
Batman animated film,
right? Like a film that was designed as a direct to video, release. Like yeah.
I'm surprised you don't already have the steel box somehow.
Well, they didn't do one. That's why, Ernie. Okay. Yeah. They didn't do one.
Well, that's
they're only doing a regular DVD. Hey, man, I'm on there in an interview. You have to see that if you're.
Of course, you got to get the bonus feature.
Yeah.
They got to incorporate this right here and add it to the steel box.
This would be good. I'm getting really good questions here, but most of them, people were very. I wish you had come to your first Comic-Con to see. We did a panel in San Diego, and it was in a 2,000 person room, and we just played clips, and we ended with the English version of the Mexican trailer. Of the English version of the Aztec Batman trailer. It had been playing for 2 weeks in front of Superman. So that's a pretty good place in Mexico. Yes. You knew it was going to do okay. But so we did that, and then kind of the lights come back up and standing ovation, like a roar, as if there would have been a touchdown or something in a sports stadium, or an intercept. You thought you were going to lose the game, and an interception, pick six, and you're like, right? And so people were like, never seen this before. The security of Comic-Con actually had to keep the nerds in line. They kind of bum rushed the stage, not wanting me. Juan Mays-Leon cuts a very dashing directorial figure, and then we had Raymond Cruz there and Horacio, and they wanted to get closer, and if there was free stuff or something, there were stickers that we had, and they had to be like, get back. I've never seen it.
It's so friggin'. And I brought this up to like the last time we talked too, was like and Scott, you probably realized this too, is like this movie is 90 minutes. This is not an hour and 10. This isn't the 75 minute. You got the 90. I remember watching these movies as they progressed. Like you had to earn getting 90 minutes. I mean, it was like when Apocalypse War was one that was like when it came out and we were like, oh, we get a full 90-minute R-rated movie. This is amazing. Mm-hmm. But yeah, and the best part about your 90 minutes though is that also, I mean, the story warrants it, in my opinion. Like it does.
It's so packed. But I do have to burst your bubble about the running times.
Oh yeah.
So they're all 72 minutes. That's how much original animation you get. But the skilled directors on the dialogue scenes, they will do scan and pan while someone's talking OS. So if you have interesting enough dialogue and interesting enough visuals, you don't notice it. That's the same thing that James Tucker did with Justice League Dark Apocalypse War, which I was very happy to write. I mean, these are my top three. It's Hush, that one, and this one, and Justice League Dark, I guess. I love them all. They're like my
of course.
Sophie's choice.
It's like naming which one of your children you love most.
Right, that's true. Now, some of them I definitely throw out. I'm not going to say you're on your own. You were a stepchild.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah, you got that redheaded stepchild.
But yeah, so I don't know. Sometimes they just keep it really tight. In this case, they did actually give some money back to get more animated minutes.
That's so awesome.
The director and the producers are like, we've cut to the bone. We need to keep some of this stuff. And Warner Brothers, I think, was like, we're not giving you more to animate it, and they gave him money. It was I've never seen that before either. Some people loved this. They were, as far as animators in Mexico, they were like, no, get me on. We can't pay your usual rate. These guys are big guys. They're like, I don't care. It's like it is Latin Batman. I want to say that I worked on this movie, you know?
Mm-hmm. The colors of this movie were so. I was watching it in Dolby Vision because, of course, I get the 4K version, and so it was Dolby Vision, and the colors were just. I have not seen vibrant colors in some of these animated releases like I saw in this film. Like, things were just so deep and rich, and it popped, and I'm just like, why can't y'all do this every time? Was that something unique to the studio with the coloring that they did, or are you aware?
Yes, and since it was a theatrical release, it has this extra bump up, so when they did the 4K version, it wasn't pulling it that far. They were pulling it from 2K to 4K, so it stayed. You know what? I shouldn't speak about the technical what.
No, that makes sense though, because the fact that it has that theatrical,
that is the minimum that you need to project it. If you would try and project some other ones, I don't know if you've gone to the fandom events or something.
Fathom events, because I went to the Fathom event for Killing Joke and for Return of the Cape Crusader, the Adam West one. Yeah.
Right. So they look a little soft, you know. You're like, there's some detail missing maybe or whatever. This one doesn't. This one. Now I got a question for you guys, because that's one of the things that you get all the time on every movie, every one of these movies I've ever written. They always go, the animation's terrible. There's a segment of the population that goes, the animation is terrible. And I'm going, what are you looking at? What would be good? It's not a Pixar movie that has $100 million for the production budget and another 150 for P&A. This is a $2 million show, and it looks like that. And don't tell me it doesn't look better than Young Justice. Come on, man! It's like
I think people are they're sticklers because they're looking at the stuff that they are used to watching when they were a kid or something like that. And I mean, like when Scott and I first started this show, I mean, when it came to the first season of Batman the animated series, I mean, there was two teams,
right? Yeah. Like I would joke and like, oh, the A team animated this one, oh, the B team animated this one. Because I am definitely, I am of the camp that I notice animation, and I even notice when animation within an episode or when in a movie changes. Like like I could tell that these two scenes were animated by a different studio, or like because I can notice that the style has shifted. I'm a little OCD like that, so I get where some people come from. Like for me, watching this film, there was a style to the film that even I had to kind of get used to it. But like I said, but there was an artistic quality in the colors. And I realized, okay, there's definitely, while it's not my preferred style, because I tend to like a lot of detail in my animation, but that wasn't the style this movie was going in. But the movie also was doing something different, and trying something new goes a long way for me versus you just keep doing the same thing. And I noticed that the quality degrades when you're using the same style, but you clearly had less money to do it in. This one was doing its own thing. And so while there were some moments that would be a little stiff for the way the characters would move, But then again, it was so beautiful and so colorful, and they were so deep and rich that I was just like, that's a style. I'm going with it. So like that's where I go. It is definitely not the work. I mean, people who want to, go hyperbolic and be like, oh, the animation crap. I've seen crappy animated Warner Brothers direct-to-video movies. And I could point out a few, and because but this was not one of them.
And you guys by whatever 10 or 20 years, I don't know, maybe more. But when I was a kid, we had Filmation. Look up Filmation. Lantern, okay? He's riding someone through space, or even, and I loved it, the Bakshi Spider-Man from '63.
Oh yeah.
He's got the psychedelic sky, but I didn't notice it when I was a kid. I liked it, but I am not. I got those details and the kind of the plot and structure for writing that bugs me. But like I did a live action movie, and my Hungarian director is showing me this scene. He's like, "Look, I remastered it. I did this like digital magic. Check it out now." And I go, "All right, yeah, that looks pretty good." He's like, "Don't you notice the difference?" And I go, what difference? It's like, you were there when we shot it, right? And I was like, yeah, I was there. And you remember the weather? I'm like, no, I don't remember. It was cloudy. Here's the original. It's cloudy now that he had blue skies on it. He put in a brilliant blue sky digitally. And I'm like, I didn't notice. This is why I directed a couple things and even won some short film awards. But there always came to be a certain time where I was just like, we got it. And the cameraman's like, we don't have it. I'm like, yeah. I'm going to fix that post.
Yeah.
It's like, I am more of the Ed Wood directorial style. People don't notice little things,
Yeah.
That is not me. Just doing take after take after take. I'm like, I'm going to go write a whole different thing right now. Like I'm going to be in my head creating a new world. Okay. Like you guys
was this
2 years with this right now. I'm going to write another project.
Yeah. Was that Hungarian movie? That's the one that you were telling me about, right?
Yes.
Yeah, which I didn't make it out to, was
that Dick's?
Yeah. Dick's or whatever the hell, something with Dick's. Yeah.
All right. It's because it's two bumbling private detectives.
Yes.
I
saw the trailer. It looked good.
Yeah, the trailer looked good. We actually won Kevin Smith's Smodcastle Film Festival.
I saw that on your socials.
Best feature comedy. He gives out best feature drama, best feature comedy. So we basically won the New Jersey Golden Globes.
There you go.
There you go.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Glad it got some of that recognition right there.
That might be getting a release in Hungary in several and a bunch of screens. We'll see in January. I think it is coming out in Hungary. I just don't know how many
is it going to be available for PVOD, or is it already out now? Is it on Amazon Prime?
It is not. It just started its festival run.
Okay.
And so they shot it in English, so they dubbed it back into Hungarian.
Oh,
shot
wow.
in Hungary. We didn't shoot it in Hungarian, but we wanted an English film so we could go worldwide, into festivals. And we had the subtitles in Hungarian, but they redubbed it in Hungarian to where the mouth movements are semi-close. Hungarian's a really tough language.
Yeah.
So that's going to go there. We're hoping that it gets a physical media release over here, so we'll be able to buy your Dick's DVD.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Anyways, one of the things that we've talked about was the fact that, when it came to this, it wasn't just going to be like specifically like one movie. Like this is like, I asked you before, like the fact is like, you're taking these classic villains, these characters, even just full on characters like in the Batman mythos, and you're converting them into this, and you do it very well. I mean, obviously we have a Poison Ivy, we have a Two-Face, we have a Catwoman, we have a Batman, of course, we have an Alfred, and a
Penguin.
Joker. And we have, well, we're getting to that. That's towards the end.
That got my 12.
You didn't watch it, did you? The first time, right? You like?
Me?
Yeah, you didn't.
No, I saw the ending. Yeah, remember we didn't want to talk about it on the Vodka stream because it was too spoilery. Because I was saying we were not going to spoil the end and I had a feeling too when the little mid-credit scene came and it was like a boat showing up. I'm like, oh, I bet I know who's showing up on that one. And sure enough, it was
freaking good.
Yeah. But I was just saying, like, just what I wanted to bring up here and like discuss with Scott was like just the fact that, you had more characters in mind. And then of course, just converting them into this world that had to be kind of like an interesting process, I guess.
Yeah. And that's what I was brought in for, like they had the cultural stuff down. Jose Leon and what do you call it? Jose Carlos from Juan Mazaleon. Jesus. Okay. Juan Mazaleon, Jose Carlos from Hello Anima. They were like kind of gifted, people who really loved that topic, so they knew a lot. But then we also had the guy with the doctorate in pre-Columbian civilization, right, to back them up. What they needed was someone to hopefully as seamlessly as possible put in characters from the Batman mythos in a way that wasn't just like, here's Catwoman. That one was kind of the easiest one because I wanted to get some sort of romance thing. At first it was going to be like a 6 or an 8 episode prestige miniseries, 40-minute episodes of 6 or 8. So we would have had time. We would have had like 6 hours, say. So they could have developed that relationship, but it still had like a pretty good one. I didn't want them to just like fall into bed, so I went the other way. With they hate each other, because they're totally opposite. So Aztecs revere the jaguar. They have a god. They thought, it's a big spirit of the forest and stuff. And so Jaguar Woman instead. But ours is different. Like while they both steal, Catwoman is kind of a shiny bauble gal, right? She wants it. And not even to sell it sometimes just because of the way it looks. Whereas she's more Robin Hood. She's giving it to the poor, right? Mm-hmm. She's stealing from what she thinks are the corrupt priests again. So we're making that kind of statement on Aztec society. But she's lethal also. Catwoman's not known as a killer. I don't know if she killed anyone. Maybe if they would kill Bruce or Batman, like in front of her, she might kill somebody, in the heat of the moment, but she's not going to go pop someone off. The Jaguar Woman would easily kill a priest, on the way out, no problem. And there's a forest god, right? There's many forest spirits. The main one's masculine, but there are some female ones. So yeah, we picked one, and we're like, well, okay, this is more like Swamp Thing, but we want a woman, so it's going to be Poison Ivy. While she does have the power to entrance you with her scent, she's more like Swamp Thing in that she will just crush you with her vines instead. Mm-hmm. And yeah, Two-Face, sure. Cortez, but he's also Deathstroke with his sword.
Well, and he also wears that. He also has that mask.
Yeah.
There was a part of me going. There was a part of me going. Are they trying to blend Two-Face and Deathstroke here?
Yeah, we do the blending of because again, these are characters that have arose in the at the height of the Aztec Empire here. And some of them are spirits, like you don't know if they're real or not. I mean, it's tough to make a case that Poison Ivy is not real, but during the stuff going on in people's heads, we never say one way or another. In their culture, that stuff was real. You could be psychotic, but if it's real enough to you, you could make it real to everybody else. But we're not saying that they're not real. At that point, what Juan told me was there were people who thought that the devil walked the earth at that point when after Cortez came and then the diseases started and they had no immunity and entire villages were just dying out to where in the long hut they would just topple the walls on top of them and set the thing on fire. It was like everybody's dead. The 40 people in there are all dead, like no immunity. So it was just like a reaping, but we don't get to that point yet.
But you tease it with the mid-credit scene, which is nice, because even my 12-year-old walked in at the end of the movie and went, "Oh, a plague doctor," and I was just kind of like, someone was paying.
Yeah, that I will take credit for that one. I was like, I think Halloween. There was a Halloween costume that year. Again, I wrote this in 2019, 2020. So that year we were having the plague, and I was like, I was looking back at stuff, some medieval stuff, and of course, on the History Channel. I mean, we're having COVID, so what better stuff to watch than shit about plagues and how they were killing everybody? That's my type of watch there.
Right.
And I just saw that beak, and I was just like, oh man, yeah,
perfect.
We can use that. That's an interesting design for Penguin.
Mm-hmm. Well, then you give him that staff, and it was just kind of like, yep, and you give him that shuffle. Like like what's so cool is that you only see that character for like 5 seconds, and yet the way he was animated and designed has got me asking questions in a way that's like, okay, when this sequel happens, it's like I want to know more. I know because you also do that interesting thing where you do, because like I said, we're full on spoilers at this point. So if you haven't watched the movie, I mean, seriously, stop.
By the way, and remind me, you're missing one more character.
Oh no, Pedro.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I got there. Don't worry, I got there. Okay. Dave, did you get there?
Pedro, he's
Cortez's right-hand man.
Yeah, he's supposed to be. What is he going to be, like a Riddler?
No.
Look at the costume.
Look at the costume.
I'm drawing a blank coming out.
He's Azrael.
Oh yeah, that's right. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I remember. No, that makes because like
we could only set him up so much, obviously, because that movie's packed. Not only do we, but anyway. So what's Azrael about? Like he's reincarnated, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, all we saw is death. I mean, maybe he comes back, maybe he doesn't. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, we might not have room for him in the sequel. Oh, with my Robin that we could not do. But we do a complete, like Bruce, right? So Bruce immediately, young Bruce, he sees his parents die in Crime Alley, and he's like, I got it. I know what I want to do. I am arrow focused on it, okay? Our guy, we're like, well, let's not make things too easy on ourselves. He has lost his faith. So he's arrow focused on what he wants to do, but it's not enough. He needs to get his faith back to be the complete Aztec warrior Batman. So we add another rock onto that. And oh, by the way, we do a complete origin of Joker.
Yep.
Which now that was an Aztec name, Yoka, and it was just so close. It doesn't mean fucking hilarious comedian or anything like that. We were just like, this is too close not to use, So, but that's one of the Penguin reveal really punches up above its weight, and other people are like, man, that is one of the best origins of the Joker.
I mean, you even like, it was funny because if you're watching it pretty fresh and you're not even like thinking about it, but then like there was a line in there that said like, why so serious?
Yeah, she said why so serious. I was just like,
I was like, and I remember going, right there. I was like, okay, if anybody didn't know that this character is turning into the Joker, You better have caught that line right there, you know.
One person thought it was cheesy. I'm like, come on, that's
It was great. I thought it was great. When I heard it, I was like, okay, he is going to be
and the
good.
Performance sells it too, because the actress who's playing the mother, it's not like she overdoes it. It's just naturally, organically like, why so serious? Like, I love it when you smile, and it's just kind of like, oh God, this is not going to end well.
She was there. I mean, that's a short part, and she does it well enough where you're like, oh no, not her. Like, not her. She's so nice. The voice actress just freaking really had a time with her scene. She did very well.
I am going to say one thing that made me, because the problem that I fall into is that because when you know so much about DC, you start reading into every little detail, whether it was intentional or not. So that Aztec god that Yoka is speaking to throughout the movie, sometimes his designs went a little Kirby, and I started to wonder, like, I was believing he was real, because I started to go, are we dealing with some Aztec fourth world versions going on right now? Because I started to kind of look at his color scheme and go, you kind of look at like Mr. Miracle and maybe a little like, I was like, but you got the lines, like, are you Metron? Like, I started to like nothing in the movie.
I didn't see that, but that's totally not me. I mean, that's
right. But the animators did designs that in color schemes that there was a part of me going, you're trying too hard. Like, I had to start switching my brain up going, you're trying too hard. But it was looking a little Kirby and a little fourth world at some points. And it because they were doing such cool, like even when the god kind of went, quote, evil, as the god was starting to.
That evil god's design is kick ass.
It was crazy. And that was when my brain just started going, okay, is there a variant here that I'm missing? Or someone who is not as informed on all of Aztec culture, I just didn't know, like, is this something more connected, or was this some more DC variant stuff being thrown in? But then that's kind of the fun part about this movie, is that you do kind of start guessing about who everyone is.
Oh, and so I'm going to answer a question from Azteca Aguilar 04. It is the Aztec version of that called Tzinican. Tzinian.
Is it this question right? Is that the question? No.
And then there's the other one is
this one.
I believe they're pronounced Mexica. At least they are in the song by I'm forgetting his name. He's a member of the Black Eyed Peas. Taboo. Yeah. So they go like going Mexica. So it's a really very catchy credit song. So and then Ego Plum did the composing, and he did it with like there's parts of it with turtle shells and stuff like that. No, he found them in places in Mexico and flea markets. He did not go kill turtles, and other stuff, wood blocks. And then I guess he had met Danny Elfman a long time ago, and he was like, how come you used a bit of John Williams' score from the original Superman in your version, or something like that? And I guess Danny was like, well, it's synonymous with the Superman movie, so I wanted to echo it. So when it came time to do this, he was like, I asked Danny if I could echo Batman 89, that theme, that
when it shows up, I'm someone who is like, there's sometimes like, yes, they're iconic, but like I also kind of want them to stay like where they were. It was used sparsely, and at least the moment when it happened, it did feel a little bit like, okay, he has now embraced his destiny, and because this is also like when he finds the Da Vinci drawings so that he can build the
wings,
the glider. And so
that was our big. I had to fight for that. I'm just kind of a
Did
big
you really?
It was kind of a big stretch. I'm like, I need Cortez to have a couple of pages of the codex. There was actually a line in there, something like, "Yes, I met the man. He's brilliant." But we got a lot of different things that were cut and stuff. I mean, yeah, it was so packed, and you had to get it.
Well, that's what you were talking about when it came to the vodka stream, because it could have been like this. You said that maybe it was going to be a series at one point. So I mean, I'm sure there was you probably saw drawings of even other characters that were not even in the movie or whatever. And hopefully, like I said, I mean, there's even people. We have High Def Disc News. You know who that is, Scott, Mr.
I don't.
But it's like he's even saying there should be. Let's have a sequel. You have Droga saying hopefully there's going to be some McFarlane Aztec toys. That'd be sweet.
Actually, so we already broke it out into 3 movies at one point, and then 2 movies, and then they were like, "Man, we're only going to get one shot at this, so let's give the Mexicans, the Latin people, the victory." And this is all historically how it happened. They kicked Cortez out on the night that Moctezuma II was killed. They don't know who he was killed by. It was either people throwing rocks who had lost faith in the leader because they were so nice to Cortez, and he was raping and killing, or he had raped and killed his way through the land. Those massacres and stuff where we're doing the map.
Mm-hmm.
That's all happened. The massacre at the festival that Pablo does, same thing. And that's how that went down, I believe, that Cortez was gone, and he was really pissed that the guy went insane. So we used a bunch of so they kick him out, and there's actually the Triste Noche, the night of sadness, they used to call it, or the Spanish call it that now, but obviously Mexico would call it the night of victory. And he went by this one tree and he cried, and he was like, "Why have you forsaken me?" Oh, and by the way, that speech, a couple of the lines that he says, "Is it you? Is it truly you? Are you Moctezuma?" That is written down in the Florentine Codex or someplace, and we used it. We used Cortez actual dialogue as close as we could get. I mean, it goes on for a long thing, so we just used the first 2 or 3 sentences, but that's how much realism this thing has, So
yeah, exactly.
Realism. Yeah. Well, and that once again, that's what makes this project. It makes it different.
It's way different. Yeah,
and that's why I wish. I mean, I will be the first to admit that when this project was announced, it didn't exactly
Here we go.
Here we go. No, Ernie, come on. I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass. And I was last time you were on here, I was the one who was like, I was holding Injustice up going, yeah, I'm one of those people. So, it's like
the Injustice one. Yeah, I get a lot of crap.
I know. We had this discussion.
That's more of a 50-50 one for sure, just because of my killing the Flash.
Yeah.
His plot line was duplicative. I needed it for Wonder Woman. And
we don't have to have this fight again. We're good. We're good. But my point was, for a project that when it was announced did not exactly light a fire under me, I'm gonna want. It's one of those things that's I'm gonna check it out because, well, you're writing it, so now that we we have a little bit more of a personal relationship, it's like I'm gonna watch it because Ernie wrote it. It's just it's gonna happen.
You gotta check it out, right?
I gotta check it out. And it's Batman's, and I'm, I've never not watched. Trust me, I've watched a lot of crappy Batman in my life just because it's Batman. It's just the way it goes. But the best part was that when I watched it, the movie, and this is such a terrible thing to say, but the movie justifies itself. Like it because of the care that went through to tell this alternate history with but incorporating the DC characters. It was, like you said, you called it a heavy lift. I call it a big swing. You guys swung for the fences on
too. Yeah,
I mean, but you guys swung for the fences on this one, and from, like I said, from everything that I've seen, the discussions we've had, like I said, the colors and the just the care that went into the movie. Like when we got to the end, and I'm like, you're gonna tease a sequel, right? Like I could just feel it.
We weren't. That's Jose Carlos de la Tona who insisted. He's like, we are doing 30 seconds and showing this penguin design. Yes. As God is my witness, he did not. I think he might have paid for it. They might have animated it. He owns an animation studio. He's like, nope.
They probably pushed back against it, huh? They were like, no, we're not doing
happening.
That's so
because
awesome.
You know what? That character is so damn cool that it might cause the sequel someplace. Like
I hope so.
I hope so. Well, and for the movies that have gotten sequels, because it's not unheard of with these DC animated movies.
But they call those early. They say they knew Nightfall was going to be 3. Should I have said?
No, they said I thought they said 4.
Is it 4?
It's 4.
I was actually that was gonna be one of the questions I'm gonna ask after this whole thing. I was like, how much do you know about this Nightfall thing?
I know Jeremy wrote it, so it's gonna be good. Jeremy Adams, who's also a great comic book writer. He's just ended his run on the Green Lantern, and I think he's doing Aquaman now. He did the Flash, really good run of Flash, and gave me a recommendation for Area 51 studios that I use. Yeah,
that's what you want.
Yeah. But I don't want to get back into that.
Yes.
Right now. Although, did you see my recommendation by David Brin? Yes.
Those little victories, man.
I know. Just say like that. You actually read it. It's crazy to me. I've read so many of his books. He's a genius level. He's a physicist, and he writes great books, sci-fi. It's crazy.
God, it's just those little victories, man. I tell you.
All right.
But still, even if they plan those kind of sequels out like in advance, but those are like multi-part stories. I mean, but there have been movies that they've later gone on and like continued a movie, like the plot elements from a movie before, going all the way, and like I said, going all the way back. Are you talking
about bringing a plot forward like the Tuckerverse?
No, I'm not talking about that.
Name the movie, because I've been around and I've been watching this pretty close, and every time they call, they usually call. They go Long Halloween. That's going to be 2.
Well, but like when they did
Death of Superman, that's going to be 2. And Injustice got to be 2 or 3, and they go one. It wasn't me, man.
But see, that's what's interesting is like, because those are like they've already existed as a book. Yours is like fresh, something new. So it almost needs, I don't know.
I know that's the thing. That the ones that I've seen were adaptation, like when they did Public Enemies and then they did Apocalypse. Those were 2 separate movies, 2 separate art styles, but it continued the same. I mean, it was from the same run of when Jeff Loeb did. When Jeff Loeb did Superman, Batman, one was the first 6, one was issues 1 through 6. The next one was issues, 8 through 13. But they were, but they kept Tim Daly, they kept Kevin Conroy, but one was done in Ed McGuinness's style. The next one was done in Michael Turner's style, but so I just, like I said, I go back to like when this whole thing started, like with Superman Doomsday. Like I remember, I've literally been buying these things since they started. Like I remember walking to Target and picking up Superman Doomsday. So I've been watching these things. I just feel like this movie, for its originality, for its uniqueness, it's like I would love there to just be some sort of groundswell of just continue this at some point. I'm not saying it's going to be next year. These things take forever to make. I get that.
No, we haven't started. I mean, I don't know if I would love to be picked, but there is a perfect bookend to this. And it's just like Azteca Aguilar is talking about. Cortez gets kicked out, and 3 months later, he comes back with 50,000 or 75,000 Tlaxicans. And they were really pissed off at the Aztecs because all the sacrifices came from the outer lying places. It was like the gods need sacrifices from your villages. So that was wearing real thin. We demand tribute of all your food, and then we want to kill your people. So they were very willing to team up with a probable god or demigod, Cortez. White guy on a horse, right? Like from some of their writings or their oral history of like, this is how he's going to look, golden hair. Cortez didn't have golden hair, but some of them had it, right? So like, these are gods, lighter skinned, whatever. But they didn't really need that much of a reason to try and kill the Aztecs. Those guys I think they came with 500 and they had 150 left from disease mostly by the time they reached it to, do all that stuff. The Aztecs they might have been in the millions. I don't know. Definitely hundreds of thousands, high hundreds of thousands. It was a huge city, a floating city. The engineering of it was just like decades ahead of most European places, or all. I don't know. But yeah. Oh, and I'll tell you a little bit about so different art styles. They were doing that. They were like, let's do it in the book style, and it cost too much, and it was
sense.
Kind of a pain in the ass. So it's like, we're gonna have house style, and then why the voices were the same is that's always the supervising animator gets to pick their version of the thing. So when that supervising animator leaves, then you get the Tomorrowverse. Now you're recasting everything, basically. I mean, sometimes people leave. They get big. They won't do it again. You got to recast something. But usually the people come back because, it's days work, and it's a high visibility thing. And a bunch of them are nerds like Nathan Fillion, Yeah. Like, I want to be the Green Lantern, like.
Well, sometimes when they change, it's actually for the better. It's kind of like, when you got Jerry O'Connell to do Superman after Alan Tudyk, because Alan Tudyk did him in Justice League War, but then for the rest of that New 52 verse, it was Jerry O'Connell as Superman. You start off with Steve Bloom as Darkseid in Justice League War, but then you get Tony Todd later on. It's like,
Jesus.
I know. It's
come on. Tudyk is fantastic, but maybe as a different character. Any oddball would be great, but boy, oh boy, they had some talent in that Tuckerverse. That's the one I was involved with, so I don't know. I did know that Nathan Fillion wasn't going to be the Green Lantern, but then I met Jeremy. Right? It's Jeremy. Help me out. Who's Batman in Batman Hush?
Batman Hush.
That was oh God.
I don't even know who that was.
No, because it was the guy from Grey's Anatomy.
Grey's Anatomy. Oh shit, Batman Hush.
Hold on.
Was it McDreamy or
No, it wasn't one of those guys.
Droga 52, got it.
Jason O'Mara. There it is.
Yeah.
Jason O'Mara, man, the guy's awesome. I mean, like, I know everybody goes this way and that way, but since I saw him work, he's my Batman. He's your Bat voice. He's my Batman voice.
Oh, interesting.
I mean, but I didn't see Conroy in his prime. Yes, I heard him, of course, in Batman the Animated Series. He was awesome. I mean, they're, both of them are giants for being the Batman voice. But when you see a person working the lines and stuff, and you realize he has like this, he's Irish, and then he can speak in a dead American accent.
Mm-hmm.
And then at one point in Batman Hush, Dead Man, who is played by guy from Blue Bloods, the most Brooklyn accent ever.
Dead Man.
Nick Turturro.
Okay. Oh yeah, Nick Turturro. Yeah.
Right. I got that one before any of you guys.
I know. I was looking at the main page.
So you remember he was taken over in front of Zatanna.
Yes.
And so Jason O'Mara had to speak Batman in Batman's voice with Dead Man's accent. Nick Turturro's Brooklyn-y accent. And it took him about 5 minutes to do it. And it's the most amazing thing I've ever seen. Try and do a voice within a voice. Voice actors say it's incredibly hard to do that. Like Mel Blanc could do Duck Season, Rabbit Season. They try and do Daffy Duck doing Bugs Bunny. And a lot of people can't do that. I mean, I can't do any voice. Much less a voice in a voice. So,
man, voice acting. And
Jason, my Batman. That's it.
Yeah, he's your Batman. Yeah, no, that's fine. I mean, that's the thing. Is like, I mean, anytime everybody always talks about, like, when you're reading a Batman comic, what's the voice you're hearing when he's talking? I mean, a lot of us go Kevin Conroy. Pick your Batman voice. Who cares? I mean, it's, no voice is wrong. Whatever the voice is for you, it's fine. When I read a Superman comic, it's Tim Daly. I hear Tim Daly because I grew up, in the 90s, with the animated stuff. This is why we do this show, is because we love those,
that iteration of the characters. Yeah.
Yeah. We grew up with them.
Do you guys have different voice? I have, like, he's my animated and comic and cartoon voice.
Who?
Jason O'Mara for Batman.
Jason O'Mara. Yeah, see, that's the thing.
But like live action Batman is, I don't know, man. I think it might be Christian Bale.
See, that's the thing. Is like, when it comes to animated and comic book voice, I hear Conroy when I read a Batman comic book. I mean, that's just that his voice is just in my head when I read a book. Same with Scott, and then Tim Daly, Superman and stuff like that. Live action, I mean, it's so funny because when it comes to live action, I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, I love I have love for all of them, even Clooney. I'll even give love to
Keaton's
Clooney.
Great, right?
Who?
Keaton.
Oh yeah. Keaton was he was the first cinematic,
Yeah.
He's the one that created that Batman voice. I don't know if that was actually something that he helped come up with, was like when it came to doing the character, he even said, like, he spoke with Tim Burton about it. It's like, yeah, there's no way that this guy would talk normal. He's got to have a Batman voice. So he essentially is the pioneer of the Batman gravelly voice.
That is interesting.
Yes, I did a deep dive because I did a video. I did a whole video of like 20 something facts of Batman 89. And I was researching that, and yeah, I found out that Michael Keaton helped pioneer the Batman voice. He even did the I'm Batman. That was also him. Like, that whole thing. So we can have Keaton be just, very much a pioneer of what we know as modern day Batman when it comes to the voice and the whole I'm Batman thing and everything like that.
I think he is. You know what? He is. He's more than Christian Bale for me because it was 89. But my Joker is Heath Ledger.
Oh, Heath Ledger took it to a whole. I mean, when everybody talks about The Dark Knight being like the ultimate, I mean, and it's so funny because they'll be like, The Dark Knight's best comic book movie, but it's funny because and it's not necessarily because of Batman. It's because of Joker. It's because of that performance that he gave us that was just like, holy shit. I mean, people were just mesmerized by that performance and how he took that, where he took that character and just and then you even talk about like when you see interviews with Christopher Nolan when they were coming up with how he was going to talk, how he was going to look and everything. And it's a cool deep dive. And I mean, yeah, that what he did with that character. And again, I love that you incorporated the Why So Serious into Batman Azteca. And I was like, that was a good, like, cool little homage. And then a cool little, hey, if you don't know if this character is going to be Joker, guess what? You just got a little hint, big hint right there. With that little, yeah. So but yeah, he did something pretty damn special. And it sucks that he wasn't around to receive that Academy Award for it. But yeah, really, really crazy. But yeah. Do we got anything else when it comes to Batman Azteca, or should we just start picking his brain about what he knows about Nightfall?
That's not going to be a gold.
That's not good. That's going to be a very deep.
In the American pickers, it's not going to be a honey hole.
Yeah. Well, it was kind of funny when they announced Nightfall, because we had New York Comic Con and they officially like announced it and said it was a.
They've been talking about it for years.
They've been talking about it. Yeah, I know. I was like, did I have a Mandela effect thing? Because I thought I heard
when someone tagged me on X, I literally went, "Okay, guys, they've been talking about this for years. There's been rumors about this for years. When you're tweeting this, when you're posting this, like it's like, did they actually make an announcement now? Because for doing back in the Squadcast days, it's like having that, Dave, you've seen my show notes, when you've got the list of all of the rumored and announced projects that never happened, but you just look at the list and you just kind of go, yeah, I know, Nightfall, they've been talking about this for the last 10 years. Is it actually happening now? And then it's like, oh yeah, they finally announced it at New York Comic Con. Like, okay, cool. Now I care. Now
we're good. We got to win.
But even that, I mean, they've announced stuff before and then it's gone away.
Trust me, I'm aware.
He's got a list.
I have a list.
Live action and animated.
That was delayed for the same reason that Batman Azteca was delayed, in that the combo of pandemic, strikes, and then and merger takeover, the Comcast thing, and then not knowing who was going to run it, and so the pipeline dried up, and now it finally had to, and then James Gunn had to do everything. Obviously, he spent the main portion of time with the live action, as he should, because that's a bigger money maker, and they're finally getting around to this. But that thing was written a while ago.
I was about to say,
it might have been even animated a while ago, and then they just like shelved it. But I think they were still working on it for a while. Like they got to a point, like they were almost done, and then they like everybody pencils down for a while, and then they came back to it. I don't know about that part. That's me just guessing, but they weren't writing that job for, and I tried to get it. That job for Nightfall was around, and I'm like, hey man, I'm done with Think Batman. Like I want in. What do you think? 3? I'll take one of them. And
let me write a couple lines.
I wanted that one. But
it's a good story. It's a good story. I remember like, it was funny because I remember as a kid when I remember hearing something about it, like reading something about it in one of those comic. This is pre-internet, of course.
Like Wizard or something.
Wizard, yeah. And then I just didn't really think anything of it. I was like, I remember seeing Bane. I remember seeing the picture of Bane going, holy shit. But then for some reason, I just didn't have like when, the actual like book where he broke his back. And then I remember
Which I
being
away, so
yeah. And then I remember
you already have the steel book of that book.
He's got of course. But I just remember seeing like, oh, there's a new Batman out, and it was like this new Batman that has more of a techie look to him. He's got a different. I was like, what the hell? And I started reading those books of the Jean. What's his full name?
Jean-Paul Vallée.
Jean-Paul Vallée. That's right. And I was like, I started reading those books, and then of course, then like the story arc was leading him, where even like the fucking costume even got more like a little bit more mechanical.
More 90s.
Yeah, and like the fucking cape turned into like this razor blade of whatever the hell it was, and then of course the visions that he was having of the Azrael, and stuff like that, and it was like he was starting to lose his mind, and then when it came to the whole Knight's End story of Knight's Fall, I was like really invested in it. And I'm like going, all right, this should be a movie. What are we doing here? This is so great. And obviously Dark Knight Rises took a little inspiration. Christopher Nolan. We did see the, Bane take him and, put him over his knee and break his back, but at the same time, I'm like, well, okay, that was something. I still like it, sure, but at the same time, I'm going, okay, there should be an animated something with this, right? There's so much here. There's so much, like when it comes to that final battle, and specifically when it comes to Bruce Wayne trying to get back into the swing of things, you got Lady Shiva, you got that whole storyline and everything, and when he wears that little that bat, like I forgot what they even called it in there, but he kind of had like his own different little bat cowl, but it was like a helmet thing or whatever the hell. I was like, there's so much meat on that bone, and there was so much, there, and they even said like, oh yeah, Tim Drake's Robin's going to be part of it too, and I'm like, good, yeah, he's supposed to be, of course, keep it as. I'm just wondering how many parts that is going to be when they said it's going to be multiple parts. Is it going to be a trilogy? Is it going to be more? I don't know. It just seems like they're pretty invested into it.
I read somewhere 4 parts, but yet but yet you've got the natural break of like Knight's Fall, Knight's Quest, Knight's End.
Yeah.
I've actually, I in the beginning, I thought there was going to be 3 assignments up for the job. So I don't know if they've changed since then. So and I went over 3. God damn it.
That sucks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of people want to do Batman and be like, Ernie, don't let Ernie hog the Batman. But whatever.
I still remember the Knight's End run where they I loved it because obviously Jean's Batman had his own bat logo, and the first issue it was shattered, and then like pieces of it were being like broken off to like it was a cool little unique thing they did with the books, like shards of the glass, like with each episode or each issue were like breaking off to turn into the normal bat logo because it was like Bruce Wayne coming back. And I'm like, it's funny because William, who shows up on the Vox stream, he hates that stuff. He hates it when he's such a stickler when it comes to when they do stuff like that, they do this kind of stuff, because I think it's because people still talk about it, and he's like, I don't know, he just hates that kind of stuff. I'm like, that was such a unique like storyline. Even like the death of Superman, he hates that too. The Doomsday.
He hates.
I've run afoul of William now twice. I don't want there to be a third time. It's like disappointing somebody that you really like.
He's already crapped on Batman the Animated Series, so I was just kind of like, no.
Yeah, he has his opinions on stuff, and I'm like, what are you talking about, man? What are we doing? This was great, but like he'll still like, yeah, he hated the Bane, he hated Nightfall stuff. Like we talked about it last Friday, and he was like, I'm like, and we give him shit because I'm like, it's a good storyline. What are you talking about, man?
And I've actually never even read all of the comics that tie into it, because I mean, like you get the omnibuses. It's like 3 like home defense, huge things. Because I read the novelization that Denny O'Neil did, and that was a beautiful like stream, like when you take all the stories and all the tie-ins and stuff, and Denny just goes, here's the thread. Here's the thread to tell the story. from Night's Fall to Night's End. I thought that novel was really good. I have very fond memories of that being one of those beach trips in my childhood where I bought a paperback at Walmart to read, on the drive from Pensacola back to Birmingham. And I'm just sitting there in the car, just like reading through a book that's that thick when it's a paperback. So,
that's a good thing. I think I had that too, with especially if you were craving Batman. There was no Batman around at that point, like Alan Dean Foster with Splinter of the Mind's Eye between Star Wars and Return of Empire. It was just a desert, like they didn't have the machine going at that time, so it was like, we don't know if it's going to be a big hit. Obviously they're like, we're not getting ready for number 2 right when we're done with 1, right? So it was like, oh shit, it's a big thing. Well, we got to start gearing up. So it was a long time. It was like 2 years, maybe more. And for 11-year-old me, obviously, like, I had the 16 millimeter print of Star Wars, and it wasn't that much of it. It was like 1 reel, but you got some TIE fighters. It had no sound. Right?
Yeah, you got the visual. Yeah,
you only had the visual, right? We had our Star Wars cards.
Oh yeah,
like the Star Wars Christmas special, and everybody was
like, "Oh gosh!"
Everybody always talks about that.
Have you seen it, Dave?
Oh yeah, I've seen it. It's not good.
It's not good.
Yeah, they
everybody
tried.
We were so excited. Everybody was in their houses. We had to make deals. The parents, every kid on the block, every lawn, or if it was snowing that time, it would have been every driveway was shoveled because they got all the chores done. Going, you guys can watch it if all this stuff is done, and you're good for a week.
So many bedrooms were cleaned.
Beds were made.
Beds were made. Kids were on. Yeah,
we're there, and it's like, okay. I mean, a little soft start. It's gonna get better.
Yeah, it's a crazy watch. It's a crazy watch. That's for sure. You watch that, you go, oh my god. Okay, well, they tried at least, but what's next for you, Ernie? What do you got? What do you got on the besides Area 51 Studios, which we talked at the beginning, and hopefully people are backing it up. We want to see that.
And there are ketchup, and as Ernie said, there are catch-up tiers. So if you somehow, some way missed out on issue number 1, you can pick up issue number 1 with issue number 2 on this Kickstarter. I always love when Kickstarters do that when they have those catch-up tiers. That's like sometimes you don't find out on the ground floor.
Today and tomorrow, and there is the early bird discounts. So you can go there and. It's about 20% off on every tier, not on just like one thing or two. Digital.
Oh no, I get 20% off on my tier, and that really helps.
On the Draw Me In, Scott took advantage, got $50 off. so he's in. But if for those of you who don't know, Area 51, basically everything you know about Area 51 is wrong in Area 51 Studios. It's really a soundstage, or it's a movie studio where aliens come and shoot galactic reality TV and programs. So if you kind of like Seth Rogen's The Studio, or for older people, Larry Sanders Show, mixed with Men in Black, this might be for you. Or if you know someone that would enjoy that, please give me like a socials boost. If you're not gonna get in, a socials boost, and you can ask questions of me, just to my email. I'm the only Ernie Altbacker on Facebook and X, and in the United States, actually. So you can always send me a message and ask me about anything on my IMDb. I'll try and answer it. But yeah, so there's a special for today and tomorrow.
And you got cool little character ZB and his
Here's the thing. Even with all the talking that Dave and I did with Ernie leading up to the Kickstarter of issue number 1, Ernie was slick and never, like, when you get to the end of issue 1, I had no idea that's where the story was going, and it was so nice.
Even in the middle of it with all these other characters, I was going, "What the hell? Like, what?" That was surprised.
So that's the beauty, is that this book very quickly by the end of issue 1 goes in a direction that you're just like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, with these characters.
I'm hoping. I was trying. I wrote a novella a long time ago.
Which you can get with a Kickstarter. Just
you can get it as an add-on. We made a bunch, and we still have enough that I don't think there's going to be a rush on the novella. So even if we have
but the printing quality was very nice, by the way. It was you didn't go cheap on the production.
That was actually a real publishing company that I knew the person. They were so it is the smallest publishing company in the United States, because the only thing they published is my novella. So not even a full book, just a novella. They'll be doing big things at some point, but it was a friend of mine really like helping me out. And that thing is very professionally done. So that was the only way we could kind of afford it, was if we were going to get the friend rate from an actual publisher. So they did a great job, and very, very happy with it. But we got some stickers. We're going to get more stuff, we're going to do some extra things. If anybody who gets any, in addition to the 20% off, if you write that DC Fan-imated, free stuff in the comment section, whatever we decide. Like last time we had stickers, we had a little print of mouth drink.
It tastes.
By issue 4, there will be a mouth drink T-shirt. It figures into it, but we have some very cool stickers. This is a saucy one.
Oh yeah.
I love her. I love her so much.
She's great. She's a great assistant.
Our aliens. Yeah. See, they're doing movies, but he's like, "Tell me when you're going to go camping." The science department of their planet is the one funding their show, so they have to do some science stuff, and the only reason we're getting probed is because these guys are doing a show on Earth.
I mean, the satire, the satire even level of it, like you said, it's Men in Blackish, but it's even like, there's even better. It's like even goes further, like, the satire is when it comes to alien abduction and stuff like that, when they joke around about, it's just good stuff. So,
I mean, it's like in that little scene that I wanted more of in Men in Black, like when you saw those little aliens that were just smoking and drinking coffee.
Oh yeah,
and they were leaving, and they were leaving at the end. It's like, fuck you, okay, right? It's like, you find out about those little aliens, what they're called, what they're doing there. I mean, and it's going to be kind of a slow burn. I try to pack a lot of stuff in the comic, but not everything is. Number 2 is great, is because the show will be going on. We're fighting for ratings, but also crap is going on in the studio, which is your Hollywood backstabbing, but the alien version of it. So we're having a lot of fun. Josh White is my artist. He's really cool. He hadn't done something like this. Both our first Kickstarter was issue 1. And your thing, that your audience was so nice. That first time, I think it was my 3rd day, and I'm like, we're in a lull. I don't know if I'm going to. Maybe we asked for too much, and there was like people, like, I don't know, like 10 people backed it in various things, like just when it was on your show, and I'm like, wow, is that every show? It's not.
Of course, but
Although I encourage any podcasters are out there who need guests, Josh and I will come on if we can plug our book.
Yeah, right? Next time bring Josh. Yeah,
we're bringing him for the vodka stream this Friday.
Yes, yeah.
He's coming in. He's coming in hot. So, you're gonna love him. He's got a lot of nerd. I don't know if he's encyclopedic as you, but he's got way more than I do. I'm like a dory fish now. I forget a bunch of stuff. I'm like, did I read that? I was on a Lego show for Lego Nexo Nights, and I didn't remember the episode that we were talking about that I'd written. Like nothing. And I was like, that sounds like me. It was 15 years ago. That's just like, that's gone. I've written too many things. It gets jammed out. I don't have an expandable memory anymore. I'm losing stuff from earlier.
It happens.
Yeah.
It
happens.
Yeah. But you know what? This is a good spot to wrap up the stream. I mean, we've almost gone 2 hours. It's been a lot of fun.
And somebody has to be at work soon.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, Scott,
I'm really sorry. I thought, is it usually just an hour? I was like,
we even started an hour earlier than we usually do.
We know, obviously, we want to spend as much time picking your brain about stuff.
This is the thing. I've committed to this stream even when my alarm's going to go off in 11, 12, 21, 4 hours. So it's just it's. Oh, dude, yeah.
Man.
We go this late normally, and then my alarm goes off at 2:30 in the morning for me to go to work. So I get about 4 hours of sleep whenever I go to work on Thursday.
No wonder you don't come for the vodka stream is crazy. I have
and I have to be at work. I have to be at work at 4 a.m. though on Saturdays too. So that's why
I'm a little buzzed. I can only do 2 hours. I'm like, it's late now, and then
we go 4 at least. Yeah, on those.
And then William goes, how come you're not on my show Saturday night? It starts at 12:30 a.m. I'm like,
what? Yeah.
What? Come on, man. Let's do
William needs to realize if he wants to have people like you on, you have to do it. When the sun is up.
His motor's amazing, man. His motor is amazing. I hope I do that. I don't even know. Is he older? He seems older than me, but
he's
in way better shape than me, and he can do more.
Military. He's a military guy. That's what.
There you go.
Yeah, so he's military.
So he's up earlier than I am. Stays up hours and hours later, and does it every day.
And he drinks a lot of Pepsi, probably, or I don't know.
That. Here's a deep cut. That Northern Exposure episode where what's his name is teaching the guys. He's coaching them basketball.
Oh, geez. I haven't thought about that show forever.
And it's the 24 hours of daylight. There's no sun. And he's like, I feel great. It's like, man, the crash is going to come. He's like, no, this will be fine. This is fine. And he doesn't get to coach the big game because he passes out. And he goes, how long was I asleep? They were like 70 hours. I slept for 3 days. It's like, that would be me following William's schedule.
I know. Seriously. I know. He does streams late. He needs to, if he wants to, talk with you, he's got to do it a little bit earlier, so
I'm going to try like this.
I'll even help with that too. I'm like, William, if you want to have him on,
I can't do it this Saturday, but because in addition to being out late Saturday, I'll have to be up early Sunday for all day. Yeah. But I'm hoping like next Saturday or Saturday after, I'm going to just stay in. Maybe I'll nap from like 10 to 12 and then get up, and then I'll sleep later. Because I do want to talk about Air 51 and all the other stuff.
Spread it around. It's been great talking with you and getting to know you and this project that we're loving so much. So guys, like I said, the link is down below in the description. It's also in the live chat too for anybody who's doing it live. Back it, support it, and like I said, it's one of those that I hope turns into like a live action or an animation sooner or later. It has that potential for sure.
That would be a dream. If I could get 6 or 8 episodes of animated out of one of the streamers, after I hit the 4 episodes and or the 4 issues, then I'm going to make a trade / graphic novel out of it, put in all the extra pages. So it'll be like 100 pages story and like 30 pages of extras. And maybe we'll write some more, like another 5 or 10 brand new pages. So it'll be like a really cool thing.
It would be.
And then maybe someone will go, hey man, that would be cool to animate as a feature, like a low budgeted one, not like a
You hear that, Seth Rogen? Yeah, this is right up your alley.
God. I hope someone gives it to him.
This is pretty good. I mean, come on. This is right up his alley. Come on.
He could play.
I think he would actually, if he got a hold of this, I think he would actually be like, because of what he did with the studio. I haven't watched it yet, but I've seen clips and I've heard about it. I still got to watch it.
His name is on all of the stuff I watch. He's like optioned.
Yeah. Look what he did with Turtles. Look what he did with the Ninja Turtles. That animated movie was great. And
it's getting a short that's coming out. Chrome Alone.
Oh my God.
That. Yeah. Like I said,
I thought that was fake.
It's a real thing.
It's a real thing. No,
you're not getting me again, internet.
No, that's a real thing.
You broke my heart with Serenity season 2. I'm not listening to you for a while.
You gotta be careful with that, especially now with all the AI shit, man. I tell you.
Why couldn't it be done? Come on.
Yeah. No, but this has been a great. It's been great.
Tudja comes back as a clone. So we get the entire cast back in. Or he's got the twin. I don't even care. He could have the twin brother. He could have a twin brother that Reggie hates. Like, absolutely. He's like, he's nothing like him. And nobody else sees it. They're like, hey.
Hey, you never know. Maybe it will happen. There might be a little revival or something. You never know. Nowadays, they're always revivaling a lot of things, but
revivaling. That's
revivaling. That's the word of the day, right?
Night. Okay,
the word of the day. Revivaling.
Well, revivaling. Thanks everybody who I can't believe that you actually want to listen to me, but
dude, it's always fun talking to you, man.
It's always fun talking.
And remember, guys,
nerd stuff.
Batman Azteca available now for renting. If you're feeling a little commitment shy, you can rent it, but we would highly recommend that you check it out. It's a great Elseworlds movie.
In Spanish and English.
I know. So, and like I said,
really want to get that hat that he has. By the way, that hat is so awesome.
Oh, and I you know what? I got these things too. I don't know. Maybe somehow I could. Anybody who does the print thing could. I got 20 or 30 of these.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Stickers. So I don't know. Maybe they could get a. What do you call it? One of those placed in there in their printed order. Also,
it's like a chase variant.
If it's of interest, I don't know. They'd have to, whatever. Message me on the side or something.
Yeah.
But anyway, thanks a lot, guys. Yeah, you're gonna have to just pull the cord because I'll just keep talking.
I gotta go to sleep.
No, we get it, and like I said, you're obviously going to be coming back on the vodka stream. We're going to talk more about things and everything. So
2 days. Have your tough questions. Have about anything.
You're going to bring on Josh, right?
If I've ruined your childhood, I am sorry, but I will tell you the reasons of why it had to be done.
Exactly. So. It's been great. And like I said, guys, back up the Kickstarter and watch Batman Azteca. You're not going to be, if you're a Batman fan, you're not going to be disappointed. I feel, when it comes to that story. So, but yeah, to Scott, to Ernie, and to everybody who's watched or watched post live stream, we appreciate you, and we will talk to you later.
See you later.